A Princeton study came out in 2010 and accidentally gave 40 million Americans permission to stop building wealth. Here's what it said. Emotional well-being rises with income, but stops improving significantly at around $75,000 a year. The internet translated this as, science says $75,000 is the happiness number. You're done. Relax. And people exhaled. What the study actually found is that day-to-day emotional pain, the grinding, chronic stress of not having enough, decreases as income rises and levels off at that threshold. It said nothing about wealth, nothing about retirement, nothing about what happens when you're 58 years old, still renting, and your savings account has the same energy as a participation trophy. What Kahneman and Deaton found is that at $75,000, you stop hurting. And stopping hurting is not the same as winning. My name is Mr. Dollar, and I spend way too much time studying the exact income level where people stop building and start performing. If you're somewhere between $60,000 and $90,000 right now, or climbing toward it, subscribe. Because today we're not talking about index funds or budgeting apps. We're talking about the comfort trap, the invisible mechanism that turns a race into a cage. Let's meet James. James is 31. Last year he got promoted from $58,000 to $75,000. He celebrated with a ribeye and a feeling he hadn't had since graduation. The feeling of having made it. He deserved it. He worked hard. He negotiated like an adult. Here's what James doesn't know. His savings rate is lower now than it was at $58,000. His net worth has barely moved in 2 years. And the most dangerous thing in his financial life isn't his debt or his expenses. It's the fact that he's comfortable. Because comfort is the end of building. Think of chronic financial stress like a headache. A bad one. Constant. When James went from $38,000 to $58,000 to $75,000, the headache slowly went away. And the moment it stopped, James stopped making headache-avoiding decisions. He stopped packing lunch. He stopped tracking spending. He stopped flinching at the $18 delivery fee. The headache was terrible, but the headache was keeping him honest. Here's what comfort actually costs. The week James got his promotion, he moved into a nicer apartment. Not extravagant, just nicer. $400 more per month. I work hard. I deserve a decent place. Completely reasonable. Financially catastrophic. That's $4,800 a year, gone before he bought a single thing. Then came the car. His paid-off 2016 Civic was objectively fine, but James was making real money now, and the client parking lot was doing something to his ego. So he financed a 2022 CRV, $520 a month, 72 months. He told himself it was practical. It has a heated steering wheel. Another $6,240 a year. DoorDash went from twice a week to 4 times a week. He's busy. He's earned it. It's only $18 an order. That's $3,744 a year for food delivered cold. Add it up. His raise, after taxes, netted him about $10,400 more per year. He spent $14,784 more per year. James gave himself a negative raise. He made more money and went backwards. That sound you just heard was the trap closing. Okay, but that's just bad budgeting. I would never do that. Here's what lifestyle inflation actually feels like from the inside. It doesn't feel like irresponsibility. It feels like justice. Like finally being paid what you're worth and spending accordingly. Like catching up to the version of your life you were promised. Every marketer, leasing agent, and car dealership in America has been patiently waiting for the exact moment you crossed $70,000. Because at that number, you are the perfect customer. Too affluent to want cheap things, not wealthy enough to not care what things cost. You are the target demographic. You have been the target demographic this whole time. And nobody is more dangerous to you than Dr. Comfortable. Picture the leasing agent at James's new apartment. Smooth, professional, the kind of person who wears a blazer on a Tuesday. We have 2 units available in your price range. The standard is $1,400. Great space, no frills. The premium is $1,800. Upgraded kitchen, in-unit washer-dryer, that view of the courtyard. Most of our residents at your income level go premium. James looked at the courtyard view. He thought about doing laundry at a laundromat. He thought about the word premium. I'll take the premium. The leasing agent smiled the smile of a person whose commission just increased. Here's what just happened. Most of our residents at your income level is a social proof trigger. It bypassed James's rational brain by implying that the right kind of person at his salary makes the premium choice. The washer-dryer was a real and genuine convenience. The view of the courtyard was a potted plant and a bench. The extra $400 a month was $4,800 a year. Over a 2-year lease, that's $9,600. For a bench James never sat on. Dr. Comfortable is not a villain in a movie, he's a system. And the system knows that at $75,000, you feel rich enough to upgrade, but not rich enough to not be flattered by the upgrade. That gap is where your money lives now. James makes $75,000. James takes home $52,000. That's it. That's the section. The federal effective rate, the state taxes, FICA, it all collapses to the same brutal fact. The salary printed on your offer letter is not the salary you live on. The lifestyle you built was designed around $75,000. The wallet paying for it has $52,000. Everyone who sold James something, the apartment, the car, the credit card with the travel rewards, asked what he made. He said $75,000. They built a product for $75,000. His bank account has $52,000. He's been subsidizing the difference with a credit card. James has $47,000 in combined debt. Student loans, the CRV, a credit card he opened for the sign-up bonus and then used to furnish the new apartment because the premium unit looked empty. At $75,000, James looks at that number and thinks, I can handle this. And that's the problem. He can handle the minimum payments. He can keep all the plates spinning. He's not in collections. He's not behind. He's fine. Fine is treading water and calling it swimming. His $7,000 credit card at 22% APR paid at minimum, he'll be paying that off for 5 years. Total interest, $3,200. His car loan, total interest over the life of the loan, $3,700. That's $6,900 in pure financial friction. Nearly $600 a month producing nothing. No equity, no asset, no future. It just evaporates. But it doesn't hurt anymore. That's the whole point. At $58,000, $600 a month in interest payments would have kept James up at night. At $75,000, it just exists, like a leak he'll patch next weekend, for 2 years running. Dr. Comfortable loves a manageable debt load. A debt that hurts is a debt that gets paid off. A debt that's comfortable is a debt that grows forever. If James wants to retire at 65, meaning not die at a desk, he needs approximately $1.3 million saved in today's dollars. To hit that from zero at age 31, investing at a 7% average return, he needs to invest $820 per month, every month, for 34 years. At $4,300 take-home, after the rent, the car, the loans, the food, most $75,000 earners cannot find $820. Many are investing the 3% minimum to get the employer match and calling that a retirement plan. The person at $120,000 maxing their 401k? On track. The person at $35,000 with government support and minimal fixed costs? Surviving. The person at $75,000, comfortable, fine, technically middle class, quietly, mathematically falling behind. The trap isn't that you can't afford to save, it's that you can afford to not save. There's a difference, and it costs you $1.3 million. Here's the psychology. Fast, because you're a smart person and you don't need this explained to death. Your brain has a function called hedonic adaptation. It treats every new comfort level as the new normal. Fast, automatically, without asking permission. You get the race. You're thrilled for about 6 weeks. Then $75,000 becomes what normal feels like, and the excitement is gone. But the spending it triggered, that stays. The ratchet only turns one direction. Going back to the $58,000 lifestyle now feels like a punishment. It's not. It's just a baseline your brain erased. Layer on top of that something called present bias. Your brain discounts future rewards at an almost irrational rate. Retirement at 65 is so abstractly far away that your brain cannot physically feel it as a real threat. The DoorDash notification is right now. The ribeye tastes good tonight. The retirement contribution happens to a stranger named Future James, who, frankly, can figure it out. This is not a character flaw. This is factory-installed brain software, and Dr. Comfortable has had decades to study it. The car dealership talks monthly payments because $520 is survivable and $37,440 is not. The credit card gives you 2% cash back because a small gift creates a psychological obligation to return it by spending more. The apartment shows you the premium first, so the standard feels like settling. The system isn't stealing from you. It's just designed by people who understand your brain better than you do. I call this the comfort audit. 3 moves. Do them in order. Move 1. Calculate your real hourly rate. This week, take your annual take-home pay. Divide it by 8,760, the number of hours in a year, because your money has to cover all of them, not just the hours you're at work. At $75,000 gross, take-home is roughly $52,000. Divided by 8,760. You make $5.94 per hour of your life. Now price everything in hours. The DoorDash order, 3 hours of your life. James's apartment upgrade, 67 hours per month. Almost 3 days, every single month. The credit card interest, 101 hours a year producing nothing. This is not a budgeting exercise. This is a deprogramming exercise. Hedonic adaptation works in dollars because dollars are abstract. It cannot work in hours of your finite life. The brain won't allow it. The number is too real. Do this once and you will never look at a purchase the same way again. Move 2. Find the comfort stack. Export 3 months of bank and credit card statements. Go line by line. For every recurring charge, ask one question. Did I choose this or did I drift into it? Drift means it existed before the raise made it feel affordable, and you never consciously decided to keep it. You just stopped cancelling it. Most people in the $75,000 range find $400 to $700 per month in drift spending. Streaming services, subscription boxes, app upgrades, the gym that has become an expensive source of guilt, things they technically can afford and genuinely don't value. Add up your drift number, write it down, get angry at it. That number is the monthly invoice Dr. Comfortable has been sending you on autopilot. Now cancel the 3 items you value least. Not the most expensive, the least valued. Today, not someday. The app is on your phone. It takes 4 minutes. Redirect every dollar to a separate account. Label it wealth, not savings, not emergency fund. Wealth. Your brain needs a destination, not a category. Move 3. The attack sequence. Once you have $3,000 in the wealth account, which at $400 to $700 of redirected drift spending arrives in 5 to 8 months, you deploy it. Attack the highest interest debt first. Not the biggest balance, the highest rate. For James, that's the 22% credit card. Every dollar thrown at 22% interest is a guaranteed 22% return. There is no legal investment on earth that reliably beats that. Pay it off. Watch $175 per month reappear in your cash flow. That $175 goes straight to the wealth account. Now you're saving faster. You attack the next debt. The flywheel turns. This is not magic. It's math working for you instead of against you. For what might be the first time since you hit $75,000 and stopped being scared enough to pay attention. Here's the truth about $75,000. It's enough. For most cities, most people, most lives. It is genuinely enough to live well and build real wealth at the same time. Not after the debt clears up, not when things settle down, but only if you understand what the number actually is. It's $52,000 take home. It's $5.94 per hour of your life. It's enough to build and enough to bleed dry if you let the system spend it for you while you stand there feeling comfortable. The comfort trap doesn't punish you for earning more. It exploits the exact moment you feel like you've earned enough. It waits for you to exhale. And the second you do, Dr. Comfortable is in the room, very charming, pointing at the premium option. Your weapon is clarity, not sacrifice, not deprivation, just the refusal to let comfort be the last financial decision you make. Calculate your real hourly rate, find the drift, attack the debt in sequence. Automate everything so it doesn't require willpower, because willpower is a resource that runs out, and the system has more patience than you do. If this video named something you've been living with but couldn't identify, send it to the James in your life. They know who they are. They're going to be annoyed. They will also thank you later. Subscribe, because next week we're looking at the specific ways your benefits package is designed to feel like compensation while quietly costing you money you don't know you're spending. You're not behind. You're just comfortable. And now you know what that costs. Fix it.